Hi all the students. Today we are going to study lists in HTML. Now basically there are three types of lists in HTML. One is your ordered list, two is your unordered list, and three is your definition list. We will start with the unordered list. So let's see the unordered list. So basically the name itself says unordered list. That means the list which does not have any ordering, or a list which does not have any numbering. Now everything that you know that you want to see on the web page will obviously appear within the body tag. So does the list, whether it is unordered list, ordered list, or definition list. The tags for those lists will appear inside the body tag. Now the unordered list, the tags for unordered list are UL. So any unordered list that you want to show on the web page will come between the UL tags, right? So UL tags represent unordered list. Now say for example I want to have a list of the sweet things that I have in my bakery, like ice cream, chocolates, or cakes. So for that I put it in the tag list item. Li represents list item, and Li list item of the unordered list. So first of all you will have the tag UL, the opening and closing delimiters of UL tag, and then the Li tag which represents your individual list item. So if I say ice cream, it will be one list item. Then I say chocolate, it will be one list item, and then I say cake, it will be another list item. So these are three items that I want to show as list, right? So I put them with the Li tag within the UL tag because this list I want to be unordered. Now the Li tag also has a closing delimiter. So all the list items in the unordered list, you will put them within the Li tags, right? So this will appear as a separate list item, this will appear as a separate list item, and this will appear as a separate list item. Now thankfully you do not have to use the BR tag here, because by default anything that is within the Li tags would be shown on a separate line. So ice cream would come on a separate line, chocolate would come on a separate line, and cake would come on a separate line, right? So I'll save it. So basically inside the body tag you have the UL tag to show that you want an unordered list, and the UL tag has an opening and closing delimiter. So all the list items will be written inside the UL tags. Then for separate list items, they are enclosed within your Li tags. So ice cream is a separate item of the list, so within the Li tags. Then chocolate is a separate item of the list, so within separate Li tags. And cake is a separate item of the list, so within the separate Li tags. Now I'll save the changes and I'll see them on my web page. So ice cream, chocolate, and cake, right? This is an unordered list. That means it does not have any numbering. Now the attributes that a unordered list can have is the type attribute, right? Now type means what kind of a list you want, right? Now if you want this was by default, as you can see, a filled in circle, which you also known as filled round, right? This kind of a listing is known as filled round listing. Now if I want to have a square, filled square kind of a list, so I will say type equals to square, right? Now you will see that the bullets for the list will change. Now you have the filled squared bullets. Earlier by default it was giving filled round kind of bullets. Now they are square filled bullets. Again, if I want to have only a circle outline, only an outline of the circle, not filled circles, then I give type equals to circle. So I save it and see, these are outline circles. So for the outline circles, the type is circle, right? For the fill round or the filled squares, you have the title square, you have the type square, I'm sorry, UL type is square. If you want to have filled squares, UL type is circle. If you want to have just a circle outline as your bullets of the list, and by default it is the fill round, that is circles which are filled from inside. By default the type is fill round. So even if you mention fill round or you don't mention fill round, by default it will show you those filled circles only. So let me show you. See, these are the filled circles. So even if you mention fill round like this, I have mentioned type equals to fill round, in that case also it will show circles which are filled, and otherwise if you don't also mention, then also by default it will show the circles which are filled. If you want to have square, then the kind of bullets, filled square kind of bullets, for that the type is square, the UL type is square. And if you want to have circle outline only, then the UL type is circle, right? So this is the unordered list. I'll close the extra tabs here. Okay, now I will show you the example for ordered list. Now when I say ordered list, that means I want to have a specific ordering, or I want to number my list items like 1 2 3 or ABC, right? So basically there are there are 5 different types for the ordered list, right? 5 different types. That means either it can be one. We'll see each of them individually. So the first type is numbering one, wherein you will have the numbering like 1 2 3 and all. So you'll just see the difference immediately. Now these lists will be numbered. So I open it on my web page, open with my Google Chrome. See, it appears in numbers now. Number 1 in the list is ice cream, 2 is chocolate, 3 is cake. So earlier it was not numbered, it was unordered. Now it is ordered. So ice cream, chocolate and cake, right? The other type that you have for the ordered list is capital A, B, C, like that. So it will be changed now. You can see. So now instead of numbers, earlier it was 1 2 3, now it is A, B, C. So the ordering will be like A, B and C here. The other type that you can have in your ordered list is ordering in the form of small a, b, c. So now the ordering will change. Open with Google Chrome. See, it is now A, small a ice cream, small b chocolate, small c cake. Earlier it was ABC, capital ABC, now it is small ABC. Now the other type that you have is capital Roman numerals, like this. So if I give this type as capital Roman numerals, then the ordering will be like this. The capital Roman numbers. See, 1 2 3 in Roman numerals, ice cream, chocolate and cake. The other type that you can have is small Roman numerals, like this. So the ordering will be in the small Roman numerals now. So like this you go, 1 2 3, ice cream, chocolate and cake. Now one more attribute of the ordered list that you have other than type. Type, you know, represents the type of ordering that you want to give to your list. Other than that, you have the attribute that you have is start. That means instead of starting from the first number in the ordering, that is, instead of starting from small a, capital A or 1, you can start the ordering from the number of your choice. You want to start from 2, you want to start from 3, you want to start from 5. So the list will start from that particular ordering. So now I say instead of 1, start from type equals to 1. That means the ordering will be like 1, 2, 3, and instead of 1, start from 3, right? I will start my list from 3 instead of 1. So let's see how this is done. So now you see that instead of 1, the type is 1, 2, 3, but now instead of 1 it is starting from 3. Why? Because I said start equals to 3, hence it started from 3, right? Okay, one more thing here is that there is one more attribute of the ordered list, which is the reversed, right? Now this reversed attribute reverses the ordering of the ordered list. So instead of 3, 4, 5, it will give you 5, 4, 3. Let's see. I will open my browser. See, here you go. Now it is 3, 2, 1, right? So instead of 1, 2, 3, it will now give me 3, 2, 1. So here you do not need to give the start attribute. So I said OL type equals to 1 and reversed. That means the ordering has to be 1, 2, 3, but now it has to be in descending order. Like it will not be 1, 2, 3, it will be 3, 2, 1. So this is what it is done here, 3, 2, 1. So this reverse tag I can use with any kind of ordering. If it is type 1, then also if it is type A, then also it can be reversed. So now instead of ABC, I'll have B, C, B, A. See here. See, it is C, B, A, right? If I say small a, then this ordering will also be reversed like this. See, it is now CBA. Similarly for the Roman numbers, if it is a capital Roman number, the ordering will be reversed for the capital Roman numbers now. So it will be like this. See, 3, 2, 1. And if I give small Roman numerals like this, then also the ordering will be reversed. Again it will show 3, 2, 1 for the small Roman numerals. Here you go, 3, 2, 1. So you can reverse the ordering also depending upon your requirement. And similarly for any kind of ordering, you can start from wherever you want, not just type 1. Even if I give type A and I say start from 3, that means star equals to 3. Now let's see where it starts from. So it starts from third order in the alphabets, A, B, C. So it now says C, D, E instead of A, B, C. Similarly for the small a also, it will start from 3. So C, C, D, E, and so also for the Roman numerals, it will start from the number 3 in Roman. See, 3, 4, 5, and similarly for the small Roman numbers also. Now next we will see your definition list. Definition list. Now basically the definition list starts with your DL tag, of course within the body only, within the body tags only. So it starts with the DL tag and it has both and starting and ending delimiter, and any definition list that you want to show comes between these DL lists, right? Now within the DL list you have two more parts. One is your DT tag So DT tag is your definition term, right? And then is your definition description, that is your DD tag. So definition term and definition description. Definition term means the DT tag and definition description means the DD tags. Both these tags appear within the definition list, that is the DL tags. So we'll see how these tags work. So the DL tag you have, then within the DL tag you have the DT tag. Now if I say definition list, so I say keyboard, this is my definition list, and you close the DT tag. Then the data definition description for this keyboard is that it is an input device, right? What is the definition of keyboard? It is an input device. So I close the DD tags also like this. Okay, so DT tag is the definition term, the term which you want to define. So keyboard I want to define, so that comes within the DT tags. And then the definition of that particular term, that is keyboard in this case, is written inside the DD tags, that is the data definition. That the definition of keyboard here is that it is an input device. Now I'll save the changes and let's see. Keyboard and input device, this is how it will appear. So the keyboard was written within the your DT tag, and the input device definition of the keyboard was written inside the DD tag. So this is how it will appear. Similarly, many such items you can write, wherein you want to give the definition, you want to give the definition term, the term that you want to define, and then its description below it. So like this, for example, you want to define printer, so within the DT tag you write printer and you close the DT tag for that. And then you want to define what is a printer, you write it within the DD tags. What is a printer? Printer is an output device, right? And then you close the DD tags. So let's see the changes. Again, for printer also you have like this, keyboard and input device, printer and output device. Now one thing that you must have noticed here, that for both the ordered and unordered list, li was given for the list items, right? But in case of the definition list, you do not need to give li, rather you give the tags dd and dt. So for the ordered and unordered list, to mention the list items or to write the list items, you give the tag li, whereas in case of the definition list, you give the tags dd and dt within the dl tags, right? Okay, now we'll see some nested list. That means you can have one list within another list. So how you can do nested lists, or how you can have nested lists? This is for the ordered and unordered list. This I'm not talking about the definition list. The nested list is only for the ordered and unordered list. Right? Okay. So we'll see how we can do nesting in both the ordered and unordered list. So I give the heading H2 and I say first nested unordered list. First of all, I want to show you the nested unordered list, right? Then I give the heading UL because I want an unordered list right now. Okay, so my list item here is, the first list item that I have in my unordered list is coffee. Then I close the list item with the close the li tag. This is one list item. Then another list item is your T, right? But now I will not close this list item, because this list item I do not want to close, rather I want to have separate branches of it. So now again I will give the tag unordered list, because a sub unordered list or a nested unordered list I'm going to have with the help of this. So UL. Okay, then what are the different kinds of T items that I can have? First, the list item is black T, right? I close this list item because black T does not have any other subcategories. T had these subcategories, so I did not close this li tag. But black T does not have any other subcategory, or I do not want to show it here as of now, so I close this list item. Then a separate list item starts with the new li tag, which is your green tea. So these are the two basic types of teas which basically my restaurant is serving. So black tea and green tea. Now tea had subcategories, so that means I did not want to start with a new list item. I wanted to start with a list item that belonged to this particular list item. Hence I did not close the li tag. Within this li tag I gave the ul tag, that I want to have a nested sub list which is unordered, hence ul within li, right? Then the subcategories of tea were black tea, which is a separate list item, hence I closed it. Green tea, another list item within tea, hence I closed it with the li tag, right? Then I close this nested unordered list, right? So this is the nested unordered list that I have closed now. And the third list item in this unordered list would be my milk. Okay, we also offer milk in our restaurant. So I close this list item now, and I close this main unordered list, right? So I close it like this. So now you can see how a nested list looks like. So here you go. Coffee was one list item, tea was another list item. Then within tea I had some other list items within tea. These black tea and green tea are not separate list items, rather they are list items within the tea. So tea, then nested list, black tea, green tea, and then a separate list item, milk. By default, the fill round is used by the web browser, that I have already told you. So if the fill round bullet type is used by the browser, then for the nested list items, these circle outline will be used, and a fill round would not be used by the browser, right? So if the bullet type is fill round, whether you specify it explicitly or whether it is done implicitly by the browser, in both the cases the list will have fill round or filled circles, and the nested list will have only circle outlines as their bullets, right? So this thing you must know. Okay, so this was the unordered list. Now similarly I can have the ordered list also. I just have to put the tag ol, right? I put ol here also. Then I close the nested ordered list like this, and then the main ordered list I close here like this. Okay, of course with the OL I have to give the type, what kind of ordering I want. So type, I say I keep it to the basic ordering, that is 1. Now let's see how it looks like. Like this you go, and you have an ordered list. Coffee 1, tea 2, and within tea the sublist is black tea and green tea, and then the third is milk. Now if you want to differentiate this nested list ordering from the rest of the ordering, that can be done as well. Now here I say that the OL type for the nested list should be different from the main list. So I say OL type equals to small a, right? So now you see the difference. So the list ordering or the type of order has changed for the nested list. It is 1 2 3 for the main list, and for the nested list it is AB. So it looks a little more organized. You can easily identify that this is the nested list with a separate type of ordering, right? Okay, one more thing, you can also have an unordered list nested inside an order list, and so you can have an ordered list nested inside an unordered list. Let's see how. So here this is the OL ordered list. Within this I can have an unordered list. There's no doubt about that, right? So now since it is an unordered list, I do not give any type, rather I say fill round equals to square, SQUARE, right? I want square fill rounds for the unordered list of mine. I close this unordered list which is nested within my ordered list, right? So this nested list is unordered and it is nested within the ordered list. Now let's see the difference. So coffee, tea, now unordered list within tea, black tea and green tea and milk. Now I told you, sorry, I have given fill round instead of type. So I just gave one kind of type equal to another kind of type. That was a mistake. So UL type has to be square, right? So I'll just rectify my mistake and see it again in the browser. Yes, now you see this is an ordered list, and within the T you have a sub list which is unordered having the bullets square. So this is what I mentioned. I said I want to have an unordered list whose bullets are of type square, right? Now if I mention fill round here, just in case I mention fill round here, because you know the default type for any unordered list is fill round. So if I mention fill round here, then since it is a nested list, it will not have the filled circles. It will have only circle outlines. So in case of a nested list, whether you specify fill round explicitly or not, because you know by default the type it will take is fill round only. So in either of the cases, if it is a sub list, it will never be filled circles. It will always be your circle outlines, even if you explicitly mention fill round. See, the moment I wrote filled round, it gave me the circle outlines instead of filled circles. Why? Because it was a nested list. It was a nested sub list, right? But if I give the type equals to square here, if I give the type equals to square here, in that case it will give me filled squares, even if it is a nested list. But if I give fill round, or even if I don't give fill round, the nested list will have only circle outlines by default, right? So this was unordered list within the ordered list. Now similarly I can have your ordered list within the unordered list. So I say main list, I say it's UL, or of course if it is UL, then it does not need to have any type, no ordering, only rather the type here would be your fill round or square, right? So the type would not be any numbering here, but the type I want to have square, right? So this is my ordered list, and within my ordered list, so this is my unordered list, and within my unordered list I have another list, but this time I want it to be ordered, and since it is ordered, I say type equals to small a, right? So black tea, green tea, and this is an ordered list, so I say close the nested order list. So this is my nested ordered list which started and then I closed it off, and this is my main unordered list. So now I have an ordered list nested within an unordered list. Now let's see that also. See, So this is a this is an unordered list, and you have an ordered list nested within an unordered list. So see, you can have an unordered list nested within an ordered list. You can have an ordered list nested within an unordered list. You can have your ordered list nested within an unordered list, and you can have an unordered list also nested within an unordered list. So if you want an unordered list nested within an unordered list, of course all you have to do is that you have to put a UL here, type equals to I prefer fill round, because otherwise for the nested list items it will give a circle outline. So sorry, not fill round, I prefer to have square, because in case of fill round, you know, for the nested list items it will give a circle outline only and not a filled circle. So I want square because I want filled squares for my nested list, right? So this is an unordered list within an unordered list. So everywhere you see UL. This is the main list, unordered one. This is the nested one closed, then the main one closed. So basically this is how it goes. So open with Google Chrome. So I have an unordered list within my unordered list. Coffee, tea, within tea, black tea, green tea and milk. So unordered list within unordered list, then ordered list within unordered list, then unordered list within ordered list, then again unordered list within ordered list, another example of unordered list within ordered list, then unordered list for different type within ordered list, ordered list within ordered list, again ordered list within ordered list. So basically you can have nested lists with an unordered list within an unordered list, ordered list within an ordered list, ordered list within an unordered list, unordered list within an ordered list, and the types can also vary for the nested lists, right? Here I am having type same, you can vary the types also for the ordered list also and for the unordered list also. So there is a lot that you can experiment with. So this is it for now. I hope you understood.